There's a population of 7.5 billion humans and 19 billion chickens at any given time. If there was a chicken rebellion, how would you prepare to fight off your 2.7 chickens? Give or take a few? A wooden stick. My uncle locked me in a coop with aggressive chickens once and told me to fight them with a wooden stick, and it was pretty effective. I've been trained for this. When you were partying, I studied the coop. When you were having premarital sex, I mastered the coop. While you wasted your days at the gym in pursuit of vanity, I cultivated inner strength. And now that the world is on fire and the chickens are at the gate, you have the audacity to come to me for help. Throw styrofoam on the ground. Those dumb chizzes never stop pecking it, trying to eat it, realizing it's inedible, then pecking it again. Its pockets and foreground birds. Is this like one of those animal-logical bug loops? I read once about some type of insect you could mess with by repositioning its prey over and over, and it'd get stuck in a loop. I guess this would be a milder scenario, but still edit. The replies mentions fex wasps and circles of death, caterpillars on someone's cat. Very interesting. Priority 1 is to deal with the chickens that my stepdaughter has to deal with. She's 4. I think she could go 1 vs 1, but 2 vs 1 she'd need a little help. Then once I get one down, I pick it up and use it like a club. It's time to re-egg the pecking order. Between you have to deal with 4 chickens. I will attack the eyes of my 039 human. My fellow chicken or chickens will attack the groin. I'm picturing 3 chickens popping out of a trench coat, lunging for vital organs. Glock-a-doodle-doo methodicas. I'm old fashioned, so I prefer the Nagant 7-shot revolver. If you are not firing high velocity armor piercing 7.62mm ammunition at your adversary, are you really shooting? The Gaston's Glock the 17th of may have 10 more shots on tap, but when the armored chickens come knocking, you will be out of cluck. Edit. By popular demand, I changed out of luck to out of cluck. First, I would cross the road. Edit. Well, butter my flapjacks. I never would have guessed that an inverse chicken crossing the road would turn into my first gold mine. Thank you, kind stranger. And for the other bling blings. Why did you cross the road? A frying pan W's during and after the fight. I second this. One time when I was in Hawaii, a chicken pecked my toe. I'm still kinda pissed about it. I'm ready for revenge. Chickens are for some reason magnetized to toes. It's like foot guys, but a whole species of them. I'm going to wear my snow pants, winter coat, hat, gloves, etc. so they can't peck at me or claw me, and then I'm just going to whack them in the head with a baseball bat. I like your idea. I'd prefer to use a golf club myself. A good 9-iron. The question is, who will the geese support? The Canadians. So approximately each person handles 3 chicken. I think I can kill 3 chickens. Edit. Thanks guys, I've never got this many upvotes and replies ever. I really love you all. You guys made my day. But that's per person. You can expect the elderly and babies to be easy prey for the chickens, leaving more for everyone else. I've got 10 German short-haired pointers. I'd just open the door. Jesus, are you my ex? They had an army of GSPs too. I own around 50 chickens, and depending on the date it might be around 200 when our small chickens have grown. So I'm pretty sure I'm ducked. Nah, I can fight 3 chickens naked and blindfolded with my balls covered in chicken feed. You mean a chicken coop? Asterisk, a chicken with a fixed roof, 2 doors, and a sloping rear. Asterisk. Preheat the oven to 180°/350 F. Finely chop 7 onions and add to fresh sage and breadcrumbs. Combine with a beaten egg and season with salt and pepper. You'll have time to peel the potatoes later. Now to punt the duckers. Yeet. 2.7. Choking. I'm an expert at choking the chicken. Edit. Choking the chicken is a euphemism for wanking where I'm from. It has nothing to do with BDSM/rough sex. Euphemisms aside, that is a sound plan. Cockfights. Are you suggesting we use our cocks as weapons? Nothing. These chickens have been bred in factory farms for generations. They are biologically inclined to become fat, slow moving and weak. They have been forced to eat and sit for the majority of their life. I at least get to go to the gym and jog. They pose no threat. Fat, slow moving and weak. That just sounds like humans with extra steps. Not at all, babe. If you grab a chicken by the neck and quickly helicopter it over your head, it's as good as dead in 3/4 spins. Just gotta be fast. Take 2 down in a few seconds, throw their corpses to the side, and have it chicky #3. This is the same strategy for geese. People always seem to want to kick a goose and hope they scare it off. This only makes the goose angrier. You just gotta embrace your inner Undertaker and chickeslam those duckers. I've owned chickens before, ex-bats, and once witnessed them murder a much bigger bird by chasing it into a corner and hammering its skull in with their beaks. So it'd be ducking scared. How'd you get your bats to turn into chickens? I'm fully prepared. I've been training my whole life for this. Torturing the chickens in Kakariko village doesn't count. Grab my great-grandpa's chicken killing axe. I actually have it. He used to keep over 300 chickens at my house back when it was his, and he would use that axe to kill them. Grandpa's axe, legendary vertical bar 80k. 999 vertical bar 500, 000 gold vertical bar, a fabled weapon, given to you/Pudacomp by his grandfather and passed through the generations. I have 2 Spanish greyhounds who were trained to hunt. Believe me, it will be super fun for them. Sit, relax and enjoy the show. Edit. My wife didn't close correctly the gate few months ago. 3 chickens killed in 1 minute. Grab, shake, dead. Next. Nice. Is 7 chickens per person even enough to warrant a conversation? Like, I could probably kill 3 chickens accidentally. It's not that big a deal. Given the number of children, elderly and otherwise infirm who cannot defend themselves, it'd probably come out closer to 5 or 6 chickens per able adult. I would go to the scythe store and bring it to the driving range to practice my swing. How would bringing a scythe to a racetrack help with anything? Question mark? Question mark? Nope, I'm too lazy for fighting. I would just submit to my delicious new beaky overlords. You ever seen what chickens do to anything given the chance? Vicious ducks. I would bow down before my new chicken overlords. Over the years I would perform various favors and quests for the Chicken King, all the while gaining the fancy of his queen. As time goes on, the queen and I grow fond of each other, becoming less discreet in our affairs. The king would start to gain some suspicion, but would come up with nothing tangible. That is, until the birth of the heir to his throne. With joy, the king watches as the prince hatches from his shell. As the prince rises from the debris, the face of the king grows pale at the sight of the foul monstrosity that has been brought into this world as a human-chicken hybrid. Before he can react, I force the king to the dungeon. I take out the rage that has developed in me over the years due to my fallen brethren, in the only way I know how. I lather both of our bodies with honey mustard. 4 days, nothing can be heard from the dungeon but the sharp screeches of an adult male chicken. On the 7th day the king's body is no more. I withdraw from the dungeon and take my rightful place on the throne, surrounded by my queen, my subjects and a harem of the most beautiful chickens the mind can imagine. I live out my days happily, but occasionally reminiscent of my family before the rebellion. Food was scarce in that time. I'm not proud of what I had to do, but I'm no longer just a petty survivor. I am the Chicken King! Exclamation mark. Underrated comment, so I present this upvote. I have an army of 34,903 ducks. Can your army of 34,903 ducks turn into one mega duck? Dress up as Colonel Sanders. The legendary quality item Colonel Sanders' outfit adds plus 40% melee damage, plus 40% chance for critical damage and immunity to pecs. Finally, my username is relevant. I can't give you gold, but I will in spirit. I can see quarantine is getting to op. Ganon must be behind this. Chickens are the real boss of Zelda. Ever defeat Ganon? Yes. Ever defeat a chicken? No. I would hypnotize them to fight for me. Asterisk asterisk, I'm not sure how. Better learn that before the chicken rebellion. But apparently you can hypnotize chickens. So, first I would calm them down. then hypnotize them, then recruit them to fight on my side and defend me. Then together we would hypnotize more of the chickens and convince them to follow us. By the end of the chicken rebellion I would have an enormous flock of loyal chickens who were brainwashed to my side. I'm not sure whether at that point I joined the rebellion, turning it to my own ends and using my insider knowledge of how the rest of you intend to fight us to defeat you all, or whether my army and I just go and roost somewhere. You lay them down on their back and you draw a straight line with your finger starting at their head and moving away from them. They'll just lay there for like 30 seconds before they snap out of it and get bored. Sometimes maybe a minute or two if it's a really dumb chicken. I don't think you can teach a chicken to hypnotize another chicken. I've never tried though, so get back to me with your results. It could save lives when the invasion starts. I'd invite them into my house and ask if they'd want to have dinner and watch a movie with me. I will prepare a gourmet dish for them and offer the finest quality of wine. We all become good friends and the rest is history. In preparation, I'd be making Yorkshire puddings, carrot and sweet mash, cauliflower, roasties, stuffing and gravy. I'd be sure to take care of a few more than 2. 7. My freezer is empty. An army of cats. It's ineffective. My flock of 20 was attacked by a cat and the roosters started the attack and the hens followed, and then they proceeded to beat the cat to the edge of death before I showed up and released the cat from their murderous claws. Safe to say the cat hasn't returned to the coop, however she does watch them in fear. If the Legend of Zelda series has taught me anything, it's that I'd be hopelessly ducked, regardless of any other survival or combat skills or gear I had acquired. I would throw their eggs at them, infinite source of artillery, and it would give them shell shock. The majority of those chickens are sadly born and raised in conditions that won't even let them walk effectively, let alone swarm someone. Then, quite a few of them are also chicks. But, that being said, even if all 19,000,000,000,000 chickens were completely healthy, adult, and free roaming, this question has been posed by someone who has seriously never seen the all-encompassing stupidity and hopelessness of a chicken. It's incapable of thought or learning anything. It's scared of everything. No chicken has ever died a natural death. It's always eaten by something. The chicken is the perfect prey. Every meat-eating animal thinks it's tasty. Try buying a couple dozen chickens. Apart from the fact that they chiz everywhere indiscriminately, they're really good for yards. They eat any and every pest. Unfortunately, being such natural prey, they're hunted by everything. You'll have to build a chicken coop and usher them all inside of it at night. Predators and animals that you didn't even know were located around you will flock for miles and miles to set up camp outside of your chicken coop and pick them off at night, one at a time. The things that aren't big enough to eat a chicken will be small enough to sneak in and eat all their eggs. If there was a chicken rebellion 19 billion strong, a full quarter of them would be eaten by wildlife before they even reached humanity's front line. Then, once they reached us, we'd just do what everything else did and eat them. The question isn't how would we battle them, it's how would we effectively chase them down and consume them. Listen well, city slickers, living on a farm is a horrible nasty business. I know you're all thinking, man, wouldn't it be nice to drop this rat race someday, get out of Chicago, go live in the country somewhere with my partner and just live a quiet farm life. You're a ducking idiot and you should never do that. Be grateful for your office job that lets you live in a nice apartment where everything is taken care of by calling the maintenance man. Be grateful you don't have to shake your boots before you put them on, just in case a scorpion got inside them last night. Be grateful you don't live in a place where not only are venomous snakes plentiful around your property, but it's also your own responsibility to get rid of them. You're not ready for the kind of fight that living on a farm will bring you. What you are ready for is a battle with a giant flock of chickens with brains barely sophisticated enough to provide it with basic instincts. An army of 19 billion chickens would be put down so quickly and efficiently that it would be over before most of the world even knew it had begun. I will befriend it. I'm now a chicken ally when all the humans lose. Lol. Stand in front of their charge with a jar of 11 secret herbs and spices. I've got a rock hammer and 2 cats within a few feet of me. I think I've got this. threatened them with chicken nuggets, chicken wings, chicken legs, fried chicken, rotisserie chicken, roasted chicken, and chicken eggs. Wife and I owned a chicken and a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig. The slop we'd feed our pig regularly had uneaten chicken nuggets in it. They were the chicken's favorite food. She'd fight the pig for them. All you've done is strengthen the enemy. Opens Krusty Krab's doors. Rev up those fryers, cause I sure am hungry. Who the duck finds this chiz funny over and over? There are ex-cats and Y people in Ireland. There are ex-kangaroos and Y Australians. Ex-chickens and Y people. And frankly, I don't know if we can take them. And then you have thousands of internet tough guys bragging about how they would totally duck up their chickens with steel-toed boots Methodica. Like, what part of these threads is appealing? Absolute losers, mate. Man, I steel-toe punted a chicken 200 meters. It was attacking me and my 2-year-old daughter. What a frail individual he must be. Probably just give up. Have you seen what happened to the Australians? Emus are on a different level. They are like a chicken boss 10. What if 19 bee chickens came after us all, but one person at a time? FDFY. I have a Mossberg 930 with enough birdshot to help many who can't defend themselves. A moat. But it's a giant deep fryer. Are you asking how we'd react if there was a chicken coup? R15. We can feed 19 billion chickens, billions of cows. Most cows don't only eat grass, but soy, legumes and grains as well. Pigs, sheep, but still there's humans starving. Shows how ineffective our way of food production and consumption is. Yes. I would just hold a sign saying I'm vegan. The horror you suffered was not my fault. My conscience is clean. Steel-toed boots Methodica. I have already dispensed foul justice by these means. That bantam rooster thought better of attacking my niece after that. IDK if you were trying to be funny, but this comment cracked me the duck up. Fight them with chicken drumstick. Shame them with their fallen brothers. My sharpness V. Fire aspect second diamond sword. I've got a scar under my right eye. From when I was a child I was sent into a chicken coop. I unlatched that gate. The wire mesh caught between my chubby little fingers. The bite of steel. The crunch of hay under my feet as I walked in. I looked around, and the chickens, they didn't know me, my grandparents, sure, but to them, I was a stranger, an intruder. They had one who defended their flock, a hero. A vicious raptor with claws as sharp as knives, and my naive self had no clue what it was I was about to face. It was just screeching, flapping, feathers and pain. Heat flowed down the right side of my face, searing agony as I stumbled, clawing at the wire to escape, but I couldn't see, couldn't find the gate I'd closed behind me, crying for help. Nobody came. I was trapped, defenseless. I didn't know how to fight, what to do. You swing and they flap away, you kick and they cut your ankles, the pecs drive an nailgun into your flesh, the talons shear through cloth. You realize these creatures were once velociraptors. They would take down their prey as a group and slice at tendons and arteries until they were helplessly bleeding out, disabled and at the mercy of these smaller predators. I eventually clasped my bloodied and scratched fingers through a hole, found the latch and pulled, crawling out still with them in pursuit, help arriving, but too late. I bear the scar under my eye, defended only by the evolution of an orbital socket against being blinded permanently, cheekbone exposed through ripped flesh, sewn back together, but leaving me marked by the vile feathered creatures. The chicken's head was taken, it was served for dinner, but I had none, nor would I for years. I wasn't victorious. I had lost, I was defeated. You're ducking naive to think you're fighting too. 7 chickens at once, they're grouping, pack tactics, and they're swarming people. When one dies, they'll move on to the next, with a thirst for blood driven stronger. You don't want a melee weapon first, you want to burn them with the ducking *FLAMETHROWER***. Their wings ain't their strong suit, but they can jump and flap enough to glide. That's where their real danger is, cause they can get to eye level even of a grown adult with that. You take that away, and your eyes are safe. You would be amazed the pressure of those beaks. You don't want a car, those things are like bullets. They will get through. Then congratulations, you just locked yourself in a metal tomb with these murderous avians. You don't want a gun, you won't hit a target like that. You don't want a sword either, you won't hit a chicken. Low to the ground, you'll cut your legs off before you kill 3 of them. Baseball bat, you'll break your own ducking legs. Genius, crushing their skulls and driving beaks into your calves, screaming as you crumble down. Same with /u/tattoos. Idea, https a frying pan seems great, but after the first few swings, a few misses, you think about how low a frying pan reaches your what? Bending over, bringing your eyes closer to them. A frying pan in the hand doesn't reach most chickens close to the ground. Congratulations, you're off balance, better in range, and again, you clip your shin bones with a misplaced swing having too much weight behind it, and you just cracked your leg a fracture with a soft swing, snapped it with a good one and you're down. Your eye juices are dripping out of the holes pecked in them as your tongue is pulled out from the seam by their beaks. You don't know what you're fighting, and be glad for that. Trust me. There is only one tool for fighting them once they close the range through the flames, and one tool only, tennis racket. Hit yourself and it'll sting, but the frame is light, the air resistance minimal. The metal edging will snap a chicken's neck if it catches, and their bones don't require a lot to snap. They're avians, even the flat of the racket will ducking wreck them enough to decrease their strength. Held at length, you can reach the ground in sweeps, clear around your legs in fluid motions, and also intercept them coming at head height. You're not wrong for choosing the shape of a frying pan, but you're going too far without the right ergonomic design. These things were designed to deflect projectile things coming at your face at high speed, all around you. Maximum reach and minimal bodily interference. You want a flamethrower, a tennis racket, and it's winner chicken dinner baby. Just shoot them. I would definitely choke mine. Just bribe them with grad or worms, should work good enough. Seduce them like I do with all chickens. Just a few more for my bedroom. Was looking for this comment. I wouldn't do anything. If you hit them repeatedly they let out a battle cry and a lot more of them show up to attack. I'd rather fight one horse-sized duck rather than 10 duck-sized horses. This is exactly the kind of post I would expect from a chicken. They are taking notes. I'm going to let my 20-pound terrier go duckin' hog wild. Little dude loves chicken and is always ready to duck something up for me. Maybe I'll let my wife borrow him for her too. 7 chickens. Concur. Cry havoc. And let slip the terriers of hell. I have already killed hundreds of them by myself. They only become brave enough to charge you when their head is cut off. If they charge you alive, a simple harvesting scythe will cut their legs right out from under them, literally. I invite them to negotiate and handle this friendly. Tennis racket, gotta have some fun destroying those duckers. Nunclucks, my foulest weapon of choice. There was a documentary in regards to rebellious farm animals created over 14 years ago. This is a must watch and provides the answer to Op's question of a chicken insurgency. Yao2, please enjoy. Oh my, you watched until the end? That's ducking awesome, dude. Thanks for watching.